Daniel, welcome back.
Oh, thanks.
You're in a new chair.
So, why'd you want to switch?
Oh well, yeah, I'll tell you later. But
Okay.
I just want to give you a break. You've been hosting
Okay.
every week, you
You just
know.
want to put me under the light?
Yeah, I just want to give you the spotlight.
Okay.
This episode's all about you. Uh,
Uh-oh.
so we're gonna start there. How you doing? You look good.
I'm doing okay. Uh,
You sound a little funky.
Still, this is like decongestion session part 2. Still fighting that, but other than that, life is good. I was just telling Meredith before we started that this will be the single longest sports season of my entire life. My daughter's playing softball, and there's no coach pitch this year, so the girls are pitching for better or for worse.
Does it like barely make it to the plate?
No, they're pitching.
Okay. How?
There's
Okay, so the age again is what 10?
10,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
and there's a lot of walks, a lot of walks. So you hit the 5-run limit in the inning, and then they have to switch. It's like the inning's over, So thankfully,
It's 5 instead of 3 for softball
what 5 what?
runs.
Yeah, 5 runs.
Okay. Isn't
Yep.
baseball 3 runs? Or am I crazy? Or 3 outs?
It's
Wait,
3.
this so 5 run max is what you're
Yes,
saying. Okay.
yes. So
Wow.
they will walk in 5 runs,
Wow.
7 pitches at a time.
That sounds really exciting.
Thankfully, there's a time limit on the games. So we only ever make it to like the 4th or 5th inning, and
Oh
then
my
it's an hour and a
gosh.
half time. Umpire calls the game, it's over, and we can go home and continue on
So
our
are the
weekend.
scores relatively even most of the time?
Oh, no.
Well, if they're always walking.
Yeah, but the other teams are hitting.
Okay.
It's not good.
So your team is not hitting.
They're not hitting at all.
What's the problem? Is it like a coaching issue, skill gap?
I think just aggression. They don't have any aggression. The other teams are for any baseball aficionados out there, the other teams are hitting like Vlad Guerrero, which if you don't know, you can look up highlights of Vlad Guerrero. He played for the Angels for a long time. Then he came to the Rangers kind of at the end of his season or at the end of his tenure. He is very famous for, as long as it's around him, he'll swing at it. He does not care. Um, Famously, a ball hit in front of the plate, bounced, and he still hit it and got either a single or a double out of it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so he does. So the
He's
other
there to
girls,
play.
oh yeah, he's there to swing. He's there to swing.
I like that.
At all costs. He'll swing. It doesn't care. Above his head like a tennis racket, down low like a golf. He doesn't care. He'll just swing at anything. So the other girls are doing that. They're reaching. They're hitting. They're just aggressive at the plate, and our girls are not. So
But why is that? Do you think? Like why they're the same
I don't
age,
know.
different schools?
And we played. No, we played these teams last year too. So I don't know.
Are they spiking their Kool-Aid or something?
Yeah, they're giving them energy drinks or something. I don't know.
Give them an extra boost of aggression.
I don't know. It makes for some long Saturday mornings, but it's still fun.
How long is the season?
This season goes through June, and then they'll get, I think, July off, and then the fall season they'll start practicing it again in August, and then they'll play September and October, and that's the fall season.
So you've got till June.
Yeah,
Yeah, a long road ahead of you.
yeah, of Saturday. Oh, and the other thing that kind of sucks this year, we have games at 7:00 at night on a Tuesday. Whose bright idea was this? Why?
Probably somebody that didn't have kids.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. So we love our kids. We love our kids. We love our kids.
All right. Besides softball, what else is going on in your world?
Um, Not a whole lot really. Regular work stuff.
Cool.
I took a picture of potatoes. Matt, I'll give it to you. You can put it in here now. They're bigger than my son. I used him as scale for how big the potato plants are getting. And probably gonna wait another week it's supposed to rain all weekend and let the dirt settle in my new my new garden bed. So let those kind of meld and do their thing just a little bit longer, and then we'll get to planting everything else that we're gonna do this year.
What else you got planned?
Squash, zucchini, cucumber, tomatoes, pole beans. We might do corn,
Ooh,
maybe.
that's fun.
But yeah, lots of stuff.
Cool. Cool. All right. Well, keep us updated.
Yep.
Work's going good. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not working outside anymore, so everything's easy.
Oh, I'm in actual work. Your day job.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. All right.
Everything's fine.
Cool.
Normal stuff. Did you hear the news last night?
No.
There's two pieces of news that you should have heard last night.
Okay. Enlighten me.
Number one, non-competes are null and void in the United States.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have to explain that one.
So I believe it was the Federal Trade Commission. You can look it up. They voted yesterday and voted to outlaw, basically, non-compete contracts that everybody signs in the United States. They are, as of later this year when it will be enacted, they're null and void.
Wow.
Yeah.
What did they give an exact date on that? I might be curious to know.
Just later in the year. So they voted, which means now they have to write it all into law and they have to write up, of course, all the statutes and
Sure.
everything,
Sure.
which takes a while to create. And then, yeah, later this year, there is a special carve out for what they described as like senior executive C-suite type level people and obviously huge companies because that is a bargaining component for them. It's a negotiating component to their contracts.
Sure.
And so there's a carve out for those in particular, but everybody else's has no legal bearing anymore after this ruling is enacted.
Did you sign one when
Yeah.
you came here? Cool. All right. Well, if Field the Table randomly stops come October, you know why. All right. What's the other piece? And that sounds unbelievable and
Yeah.
makes no sense.
Yeah,
Terrible idea.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it's okay. Here's my perspective. This is what I said on this morning. I think it'll be great for people,
Hmm.
so obviously they can move around and do what they need to do. I don't think it'll be very good for businesses. Some businesses, which is in turn bad for people because if it's not good for business, they can't pay their people, and so that's going to be a very interesting dynamic to
Yeah.
see what happens.
I don't know. I feel like people think it's good for people because they can move around and stuff, but a lot of people aren't going to hire you now because they don't have that assurance of a non-compete agreement. So like,
But what do you have to offer
doesn't
someone
really help
that
you.
somebody else doesn't? So it
I don't
opens
know.
up
Yeah, I guess
Pandora's.
we'll find out.
Yeah, and I personally think, especially from COVID times, I believe there's a lot of companies who are more like ours as far as culture and being an inviting people want to come work here. We can be selective of who we hire here because it's such a good company and a good environment and a good culture and it's a good place to work. And so I believe that most companies saw the writing on the wall during COVID because I know a lot of people who skated out, took higher jobs, moved somewhere else, and there was a lot of shuffling in the workplace during that time. And so I think it's going to put more of the emphasis on just that, on building culture, on building your company in a way that has a reputation that you actually want to come work there. And that's going to be the way that you retain people. And it's not just money because people can get money anywhere. They can
Sure.
get a job with money anywhere. So there's got to be some intangibles. There's got to be other things that keep them there. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, if it makes people better and work better, and yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I guess I see that point of like not being stuck in a contract or tied down because of the contract, even if your job is really crappy, It
Hmm.
makes sense. Sure.
Yeah. And another thing, the entrepreneur inside of me, I read as part of this article I was reading, non competes also stop people from starting competing businesses. So that component of it is going to be very interesting to see the entrepreneur market, if you will, the entrepreneurs in the world that are working for somebody because it's guaranteed, good money, it's, benefits and all the stuff.
Sure.
The only thing that stops them from starting, building, growing a better competitor is that non-compete contract. So what's the competitive landscape going to look like as far as entrepreneurs starting their own businesses? That's
So, question to you: do you know how to code software?
no.
Oh, damn it!
Field post is safe.
All right. Well, we'll do something else come October.
Yeah.
All right. So, news piece number 2.
uh, I'm not going to get into the news around it because it's political and we don't do that here. TikTok now has 270 days to sell, or they
Hmm.
will be banned in the United States.
We've heard that before, though, right? I'm pretty sure.
But it's signed now.
Hmm. So this time it's different.
This time it is different.
It's like a bad relationship. This time I'm really gonna break up with them
Yeah.
this time.
This time I'm actually gonna leave you 270 days from now.
Yeah, okay. I'll again with all relationships and people in my life, I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, yeah, me too.
Listen, buddy, I've heard that before.
Yeah, and
I'll hang out with you, I'll drink, but I'll believe it when I see it.
yeah. I'm right there with you. But that's the news on the street is that it's been signed and the clock is ticking. So is it ByteDance, the company that owns them? Is that what it's
I don't
called?
know. We're getting a head nod. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bike
ByteDance
dance.
now has 270 days to sell TikTok to somebody that owns it other
Outside
than
of China.
outside of China.
Yeah.
So
Maybe they'll sell to like what's real close to China?
Taiwan,
Taiwan.
who's also our friend. So
Yeah.
that'd be fun.
Well, they're all our friends, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well,
yeah, it'll
cool.
be interesting to see what happens there.
What is your like most like what would you like to happen with it? What's the outcome that you'd be like, okay, I'm glad that happened. Like it crash and burn and die, never come back. Something else. Japan picks it up and makes it better.
Sure.
I don't know. Just thinking out loud.
Yeah. I mean, I'm so indifferent to this that I have no opinion. I don't. The bad part of the, if you will, the bad part of TikTok is out there. It's abundant. Everybody knows about it. It's addictive and da 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 da. Yeah, okay. But so is everything else. So to me, it's not any worse than anything else. And I'm not interested in the business or the platform or anything. So I don't care who owns it. And the idea that there's all this security concerns about them, getting your information and spying on you and your microphone being on and then knowing your location. So does everyone else. So it to me it's just another app. I don't.
Yeah, it's like the thing of like what's is a phrase like you feel safer with the enemy you know
Yeah.
versus the one you don't or something like that.
Yeah.
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 It's like
And
everyone's fine with our government hacking and stealing
yeah,
our
yeah, that's
information, but with
exactly my
somebody else,
point.
it's more scary. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah.
Have you heard those stories about like people buy a vacuum off of like one of those sketchy websites and it has Wi-Fi
Yeah.
and it like the vacuum is using like a gig of Wi-Fi data and it's like, wait, what is the vacuum doing on the
Yeah.
Wi-Fi?
We rented a house after we sold our house almost 2 years ago now. We rented a house and the first night we were there, first night we got moved in, and the first night we were there, go to put something in the oven and the oven has Wi-Fi and you cannot use the oven without the Wi-Fi
Oh my
password
god.
on the oven. So luckily we toured the house when the previous tenant was there.
In case you want to turn your oven on while you're on vacation,
I,
you know.
yeah. Well, the thing is, the selling point is, and there's only one selling point, is that you can turn your oven on and have it warm when you get home. That's it. That's the only thing, the cool part about your oven being connected to the internet.
Does it have a camera in the oven? Like, what
What?
if something's accidentally in there you forgot about, or somebody put it in there?
Yeah, I don't
You
know.
turn it on, and boom,
I don't know.
there goes your house or your cat.
We had to call the previous tenant because we toured the house when they were in it. They were great people. They left some things behind for us. They put a screen door on the back door. Those, they were good people. And so we had to call them the first night in and ask them what the freaking password is for the oven because it was set on the oven so we could get it logged on because we got new internet service. And so we're new customers. So
Sure.
we had to get the password for the Wi-Fi password for the oven. It was the dumbest thing. Um,
Have you seen the fridges that have like the screen and it
yeah,
like
that ain't happening.
analyzes your food and
Yeah.
automatically orders from
Those have cameras
Amazon?
in them and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
they take pictures and they get to learn what you keep in inventory.
Yeah, and Amazon will just reorder when your milk's low or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it. I'm not doing it.
I mean, buying milk is very a hard thing to do.
Yeah,
So
it's really hard to stop and
if
get
the
that on
fridge can help buy milk, I mean,
yeah, I
that's
guess.
that's a value add. I'll pay $6,000 for that. You know.
Yeah, the vacuums, fridges, ovens, it's all just too much for me. I don't have any of that stuff. There's 3 things on Wi-Fi at my house. Is 2 TVs, well, a couple things in our phones, and that's it.
See, I will say we moved houses recently, and it has a little bit of a smart house, smart home or whatever they call it,
Mhm.
and the thermostat and the security locks are on it,
Okay.
so I can unlock my door from Wi-Fi and change the thermostat up and downstairs, which is pretty nice. Like if you're in bed and don't want to get up to turn it down, just boom, there it is, which I
Yeah.
have done a few times. I like it.
Mine, it has Wi-Fi capability. I don't even think I have it hooked. Yeah, I do have it hooked up. Yeah, I do. On my thermostat. So there's that.
But then you think, well, if some dude can just hack my Wi-Fi, they can not only get into my house, but also make it 68 degrees.
Uh-huh.
Oof, it's dangerous.
Which is fine with me if it's 68.
I want 66.
Okay.
Cold.
So what news you got?
News? No news. Just wanted to hang out with you.
Okay.
Chat about you and your life, what you got going on. I think we have some other things we could chat about though for running dry.
Yeah,
I guess your life's pretty boring, turns out.
it is. I'm a very simple man.
Cool.
So our team is growing here at Phil Pulse. Marketing team. We have like a whole team now. It's not just you, me, and
We
Caleb.
just hired, yeah, it's not just, yeah, the three of us. We just hired a graphic designer as well. So she'll be starting in about a month. And that'll bring us to 8, I believe, plus an intern, maybe
Yep.
around there.
So it's like a real team.
It's official. It's
we got
real.
we got departments and stuff now.
In our team?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Yeah, content and media and whatever
So
you do.
what was the motivation or the let's say the motivate what was the necessity for hiring a graphic designer?
Mm. So I guess it's kind of twofold. One, we have a lot of things we need to create and do. And so having a full-time resource for that, instead of either outsourcing it or having multiple team members do it, dedication full time is going to allow us to do a lot more.
Uh-huh.
Other thing is, she's a senior graphic designer with like 10 years of experience, so she's a lot better, which not only means quality, but also she's just faster and more
Sure.
efficient and
Sure.
all of those things. So, kind of up leveling our design and look and feel and brand across the board. So she's going to work not only with marketing, but also, her name's Lauren, by the way. Might as well say who we're talking about.
Yeah.
She's also going to work across the board at Field Pulse. So, help out with HR kind of stuff, sales, customer success, just kind of the look and feel, get everything kind of more cohesive and together and stuff like that.
So,
Merch. I
yeah,
mean, day one, she's designing a field the table t-shirt,
okay.
you know, and we're gonna wear it and sell it.
All right. Um, so for all the things that she's going to be doing, I mean, you said she's been doing a lot of stuff, but I guess for somebody who doesn't work in a SaaS company or a tech company, what all could that possibly be?
Things she could work on.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I said t-shirts, so merch. Yeah, I mean, within marketing, pretty much anything that you might see about Field Pulse, it
Okay.
um, could be advertising, graphics or display advertising, social posts to email design, email layouts,
Okay.
graphics for everything.
So one thing the first thing I thought of when we were going down the hiring or the interview path with Lauren was we're trying to go to a lot of trade shows,
Mhm.
and the banners that everybody has, if you ever been to these trade shows, everybody has these great big banners and displays, and the cloth and that goes over the table and all that kind of stuff. um Somebody has to design what that looks like. Somebody has to put the letters on there. Somebody has to pick the colors and the and the graphics and the text and the size and the shade and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
And it's very it you don't me personally, I don't notice when it's good because good looks good to me, but I notice when it's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So bad is very apparent, but good is like it kind of blends in with everything else, but you just don't want it to be bad. Um, and then a lot of other things like we have a bunch of handouts and one pager graphics at the trade shows, but then also at a lot of the supply houses that we integrate with, we have pieces of paper that sit on the counter, to tell you about Field Pulse or to tell you about updates coming to Field Pulse, that
Yep.
kind of thing. So those hard digital, not digital, but the hard copy paper,
Physical
yeah, physical
materials.
pieces
Yeah,
of
yeah.
paper.
Sales, trade show events, website design, product design,
Yeah.
all the above.
Yeah, and I don't think I really realized it until I got here of how much effort and time it takes people to do that stuff, because when you from an outsider, if you will, coming from construction like I did, you see all this stuff everywhere. You see advertising, you see the pamphlets, you see the displays, you see what things look like, and you just think that, well, that people make it and design it, but you just don't see how many arduous hours go into that,
Mhm.
and how we will pay attention to like the spacing of things and how you don't want it to look cluttered, but you don't want it to be too far apart because we're trying to predict how people will look at things and how they'll interpret things and the message that it may convey to somebody in different settings. And so I just had no idea about any of that kind of stuff until I came to work here, and then seeing it, on the backside of how much time and attention to detail and all the kinds of little things that we pay attention to. It now I drive around and go about my daily life and see again displays and advertisements and and I just think, oh, the hundreds and thousands of hours that go into all of the itty bitty little details. Anytime I walk into a restaurant now, I have a perspective of somebody had to design this. Somebody had to put
Sure.
all of this together, and so it really just changed my perspective of all the things that you're inundated with all the time and you just take for granted because it's around you all the time. But you know, that took a lot of hours. That took a lot of hours. That took a lot of hours.
Yeah, no, that's exactly how I feel like you and I have a similar brain when we're out and about. But yeah, so when we were hiring Joe and Matt, I had to kind of learn a decent amount about video. One, just because I wanted to, but also because I had to know like interview process. Like, do they know what they're talking about? Does their
Uh-huh.
stuff actually look good? You have to know it enough to like judge things, right? And
Yeah.
so after that, I couldn't help but like watching a video or a movie and like noticing those small things I
Uh-huh.
learned Same with graphic design. Before hiring Lauren, we've been looking for maybe 2 or 3 months. I've learned a lot about design, all these like composition things, contrast, hierarchy, all this random stuff. And I'll be in like a gas station looking at, different things. I'm like, oh, that has good repetition or really good,
Yeah.
balance here. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't brain, shut up. I'm just like, it's, yeah, I never turn it off. And it's a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I feel you.
and I thought I, you know, came across something cool when I discovered, or I came across, I'm sure it was an article or, some kind of social media post about what colors mean. The reason that McDonald's logo is red and yellow is because red and yellow make you hungry. And then blue is and the colors mean something,
Mhm.
and so just learning that and then looking at the world, and there's a reason that things are certain colors, like, oh, okay, that's
Dude,
another.
there's a burger chain that opened up near my house. Shoot, I wish I could know the name. But it's green. The colors are green and like dark gray, and it's a burger joint.
Okay.
And I'm like, who thought this was a good idea? It looks terrible, and like they actually have pretty good food, but I don't ever want to
But
go
no
there.
one's ever gonna know
I
about it.
I mean I don't know. I just never want to go because like, man, I bet their food sucks. Because I mean, just look at this way it
It's
looks.
gray.
It's just like, why is it green?
Gray is not appetizing.
That's why no one goes to Subway. You know,
Not anymore.
although they have a little bit of yellow, so it probably
Yeah,
helps.
yeah.
Yeah,
They were loud. Um,
that's there. It's probably okay.
yeah, and then just overall, Fuel Pulse is constantly growing. I think Hannah's posted 2 or 3 new jobs in the last couple weeks.
Yeah, we're growing like a
We've
weed.
got some more product people coming, got some more engineering people coming. I think we're always I think we were interviewing yesterday for an AE. I think we're always bringing people in.
Do you enjoy pulling weeds?
Oh, it's satisfying as shit.
It can be, yeah.
Uh-huh.
If they come out really nice and easy. Sometimes it can be like the worst thing ever.
Oh yeah, when they
You
have
have a
that really
bunch.
long taproot that goes down.
Yeah,
Yeah, and you pull that whole thing out. That's nice.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good feeling. Yeah, so we're growing
Uh-huh.
a lot of positions. You wanted to chat about that, I think.
Yeah, and I wanted to take that conversation of growing and what we're doing around here, but also talk to some of our audience about it. And, hopefully you're growing your business. Hopefully you're scaling and adding people to your operation. And I had some thoughts around our customer base being mostly service businesses and opportunities that I hope that they are taking advantage of to grow their businesses. Um, where do you want to start? HVAC, electric, or plumbing?
Let's do HVAC.
HVAC first.
Yeah, our favorite.
So
Just
the
kidding. We don't have favorites.
um, starting with HVAC, I see a lot of HVAC owners who do not pay attention to the V in HVAC, which is ventilation. They are so concentrated on heating and air conditioning that they leave out the ventilation part. In your home, you have a lot of ventilation products that you might not even think are necessarily under the umbrella of HVAC, but you got your bathroom fans, you've got your cooktop vent fan,
Hmm.
and then your dryer vent, and also ventilation can also be there's some new systems coming out that are called ERVs or HRVs, which is short for energy recovery ventilator or heat recovery ventilator. Those are coming online with super high energy efficient homes. I don't fully understand the science behind it, but those are coming. Those are becoming more and more prevalent as building science gets better and better and better.
Yeah, I've not heard of that. Can you give me the 30-second pitch?
Basically, your HVAC system will run just the fan. a couple times a day because these new homes that they're building are completely airtight.
Yep.
And so they have a fresh air intake from the outside to bring in some fresh air because you can't just recycle the same air over and over again. So they bring it in, and you can imagine your home in a winter climate, your home being, 70 degrees on the inside and it's 0 degrees outside. To bring that fresh air in, it'd be 0 degrees, and then you have to heat it up, which costs you a lot of money. So they have this system called an HRV where it brings fresh air in, but it blends it with your preconditioned air, your heated air inside your home, so that when it does come in, it's closer to the temperature of your home.
Hmm.
And it's just a way to save energy and still bring fresh air in.
Blended air.
Yes.
It's nice.
Yeah. And then the energy recovery ventilators are down here in the South where your bath fans, they don't vent directly outside. They'll go to this ERV and they will exhaust the air. They'll push the air out at the same time they're bringing fresh air in. And we don't have as much of a temperature disparity between hot and cold. And so, again, it's just a way to bring in fresh air to these super tight modern homes without, I mean, you could say the same thing here. We're trying to keep our home 68, 70 degrees and it's 110 outside. Well, you're bringing in that hot air. You just have to turn on your AC to cool it all down. So it blends that air, brings it in closer to the temperature of your home.
Gotcha.
So very interesting building science stuff that I'm a nerd about. So ventilation, guys, getting into those, but just in your shoulder seasons of spring and fall, when a lot of guys are complaining that, oh, how are you guys getting leads? How are you guys staying busy? Start cleaning out dryer ducts. There's entire businesses that just clean out dryer vents. Make that part of your home maintenance, or like a maintenance agreement for your
Yep.
customers. You're going to do that. That fills in time for your techs. You're getting the recurring revenue from a maintenance agreement. Just tie it in. Clean out bath fans, and if they're not clean, service them and make sure that, number one, make sure that they're working, because they are very important for especially steamy showers. You want that humidity out of your room. And then another big thing that nobody takes care of is their kitchen vent hood. Nobody cleans them out. Nobody makes sure they're working. Nobody. The electric ones from the electric cooktop that just recycle the air, and kick it out like at your forehead. Those kind of suck. But
Yeah, I was gonna say, do those really do anything? I don't believe they do much.
they just take the that spatter out of the grease when you're cooking, or the humidity, and those wire mesh filters. They actually do trap it,
Okay.
but no, they don't really do anything.
But if it's smoking up, like the smoke's just gonna be
Yeah,
there.
the smoke
Yeah,
smoke
it
is not going to do
it
anything
doesn't
with the
go
smoke.
anywhere.
But if you're cooking like oil or you're boiling water or something, that water does condense on those little
Oh yeah,
filter
it
things
gets
at the top.
oily up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there is that, but yeah, smoke is not going to do anything. It's just going to go right through it. So yeah, HVAC owners, get into ventilation, get into all the things that mean ventilation as a way to expand services for your business, especially in the shoulder seasons. And then
Shoulder season. So does that mean like busy season is the chest or head, or is it your fingies?
your head.
Okay.
Yeah, I would think, because that's when you get busy. So that'd be your head.
Oh, that's the ramp up.
Yeah. There you
Got
go.
it.
And then I don't think you could go down. That'd be bad.
I've never pictured a human, shoulders and head when I look at like a graph chart,
Yeah.
But now I will. I'll picture your
you
head
should.
right here.
Uh-huh.
It's not a very good graph actually. You kind of
No,
want to
it-
go more
It
right.
even kind of goes backwards and then it goes around.
If your business chart when you do your reporting in Field Pulse looks like Daniel, give us a call.
Good luck.
We can help you out. That's not good.
You got a huge balloon on top and then it deflates at the bottom. And then electricians is another. They're trying to up their game, if you will. Electricians are pretty steady. There's not a whole lot of seasonality in electricians, but I think the next kind of upcoming and burgeoning market for them, especially with the younger generation coming in is all this smart home stuff, which you talked about having
Mhm.
Wi-Fi on everything.
Super smart.
Yes, super smart kids need to get into electrical services because of things like you talked about, having low voltage lighting everywhere. It's not just straight 110. These are all DC converters and low light, like our LEDs back here. These are all low voltage lighting systems that, they have controllers, they have computer boards that control them, and there's apps and and all the different stuff that the older guys do not want to mess with. They hate messing with that stuff. And so for the electricians, I got to say, any way that you can get into security cameras, alarm systems, the smart home systems, the low voltage lighting, um, any of that kind of stuff that you can get into that people love the gadgetry of, and the novelty of it and the cool factor of it. Any of those things like that that you can get into.
Hey, I call that a gimmick.
Some of them are gimmicks, but some of them are kind of useful.
I mean, the fridge door that has a screen and a camera so you can see inside your fridge without opening it. I mean, I call that a gimmick.
That is a good.
That's ridiculous.
The only thing I would use that for, the only benefit of that I can possibly see, and this is even not even for me, is like, and some of them will show you your agenda for the day.
Yep.
The weather, what you got going on.
My brother has one, and that. Yep, he's got
Okay.
like to-do list. It can show like pictures of your family because
Yeah.
instead of putting it up on the fridge, it's just cycling through your screen.
Or instead of just looking at your family, you got to look at pictures of your family on the refrigerator.
do you like those family photo thing where it's digital and it just cycles
Oh
through?
yeah. Yeah. We
all those
got all the
photos.
grandparents.
Yep.
One.
It's every grandparent ever has one of those.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have one. I think it's, I don't know where it is. I don't know where Lindsay put it. I think we have one at the house. But yeah, we just have this one account, and then all the picture frames are attached to
Yeah.
it, and Lindsay just dumps photos in there, so it cycles through.
It is nice to be able to like update your
Yeah.
grandparents' photos with recent grandkids. All right, I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah.
Some people coming in. Feel free to come in.
We doing a podcast or something?
We are doing.
All right. Yeah. Congrats, Daniel. You're getting promoted.
Oh, right.
You got that too.
Oh, shit. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all.
So he is now our champion program manager.
All right.
So
We want to interrupt your podcast.
yeah.
All right.
Gabe, you're out. Daniel, you're up. Well, congrats. And
Thanks, everybody.
I guess we'll leave you to continue the podcast then.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah, see you for the next 5 days. Thanks, man. Appreciate you. Thanks, man.
All right. Well, there you go.
Cool. Thanks, man.
Congrats. You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Where's my bottle?
Don't you have one of these in your office?
But like, shouldn't I get awarded for promoting you too? Like, it's kind of a big deal for me.
Whoa.
Can I just have your bottle?
Whoa. Because then shouldn't we all get bottles for your promotion since we make you look good? Because
I'm just gonna
we can
keep it.
talk about this forever, son.
I'm just gonna keep it. Looks cool. All right, there you go. Well, congrats, man.
Thanks, man. Appreciate
Yeah.
that.